Welcome to the Exile Academy. In this session, we will discuss how to build your own new build. In the endgame phase, besides repeatedly farming maps and frequent trading, crafting your own build is also a fun and highly rewarding way to enhance your strength. Creating a new build is similar to conducting a scientific experiment consisting of 4 steps: knowledge accumulation, hypothesis formation, simulation testing, and finally, practical implementation. Step 1. Knowledge accumulation. When you're tired of the builds recommended by others and want to break through and try creating your own, you need a wealth of foundational knowledge as your material. You can visit POE II DB, where you can find almost all the basic game knowledge of POE II, including the attributes of every unique item, descriptions of every ascendancy passive, and more. You can freely explore every section of POE II knowledge. When you've absorbed enough foundational knowledge, you might find some inspiration to spark ideas for a new build. Step 2. Hypothesis formation. Once you've thoroughly studied various passive skills, skill gems, and item mechanics, you'll naturally start to see sparks of inspiration. For example, the skill combination Temporal Chains and Blasphemy allows the Temporal Chains curse to automatically apply as an aura to nearby enemies, while the Chronomancer's Ascendancy passive, Apex of the Moment, also slows the action speed of nearby enemies. Wouldn't you be curious? Could the Temporal Chains aura combined with Apex of the Moment Ascendancy passive result in double slowing of nearby enemies? And what would the final slowing effect look like? With such a hypothesis, we need to test and verify the feasibility of this idea. However, if we try this directly in the game, it would require our account to have the corresponding passive points, gear, and skill gems, which can be costly and not conducive to experimentation. This brings us to step 3, simulation testing. Use some auxiliary tools to simulate and test various combinations in the game. Currently, the best simulation tool for POE 2 is POB2, where you can simulate various classes, passive trees, gear, and skill combinations. The final simulated combination will yield a lot of detailed data. However, to determine whether a build is viable, we mainly focus on 2 aspects: damage output and survivability. For damage output, we primarily look at the DPS of the main skill combination, while survivability is assessed through EHP. By setting enemy parameters in the configuration interface, you can compare your survivability and damage output to see if they are sufficient. For example, how many seconds of DPS are needed to defeat an enemy of a certain level, and how many seconds it would take for that enemy to defeat you. After completing the simulation testing, you'll have a general understanding of your build hypothesis, including the approximate level of damage output and survivability, the required passive points, and the estimated cost of the gear. Once you're sufficiently familiar with this information, you can move on to the final step: practical implementation in the game. Through in-game progression, gradually acquire the gear, passives, and skills needed for your build until it reaches its final form. This way, you can experience the power of your own creation in the game. This is a lengthy process that requires ample imagination and a spirit of exploration. But when you finally experience the strength of your own build in the game, you'll fall in love with the sense of accomplishment. Isn't that fascinating? In the future, our build tutorial series will feature builds from popular POE II websites, streamer recommendations, or our own creative inspirations. The videos will introduce some of the emerging build ideas from the past week, analyzing them from dimensions such as cost, strength, cost-effectiveness, and smoothness of progression, providing you with more professional, data-driven guidance. If you enjoy our content, please subscribe and follow us. See you in the next episode.